Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and flowing rivers, there lived a young girl named Rumi. She was known for her calm nature, kind heart, and a smile that never seemed to fade. No matter what happened, Rumi always looked peaceful and content. People in the village often wondered about her.
Happy. She never seems worried. What is her secret?
One day, a young boy named Jinu, who lived nearby, came to her. He had been watching her for many days and couldn't understand her happiness. He asked,
Rumi, can I ask you something?
Of course, Jinu. What's on your mind?
Why are you always happy? Don't you ever feel sad when things go wrong?
I do.
"My dear Jinu," she said softly, "life is like this wind. Sometimes it is gentle, and sometimes it becomes a storm. But I have learned that my happiness does not depend on the wind." Jinu looked confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. Rumi paused for a moment and then began to share a story from her own life. "When I was younger," she said, "my family faced many hardships. There were days when we had very little to eat and times when everything seemed to go wrong. I used to feel sad and worried all the time. I thought happiness only came when everything was perfect." Jinu listened carefully. "But one day," Rumi continued, "I saw a small flower growing between two rocks. It had no perfect soil, no special care, yet it was blooming beautifully. That day, I realized something important." Jinu leaned forward. "What did you realize?" Rumi smiled.
Happiness comes from inside, not from perfect moments, but from how we see them.
Jinu thought for a moment and then asked, "But what about really bad days? When something painful happens, how can you still be happy?" Rumi looked at the sky and said, "It is not easy, Jinu. I also feel sad sometimes, but I remind myself that no moment stays forever. Just like night turns into day, sadness also passes." She picked up a small leaf from the ground and said, "Every morning I tell myself, today is a new chance. I try to find one small thing to be thankful for. Maybe it's the sound of birds, a kind word from someone, or even just the fresh air I breathe." Jinu slowly began to understand. "So," he said, "you choose to be happy?" Rumi nodded. "Yes, happiness is a choice. We can focus on what we don't have, or we can be grateful for what we do have. The more we look for good things, the more we find them." Jinu smiled for the first time that day. "I think I understand now." From that day on, Jinu tried to follow Rumi's words. Whenever something went wrong, he looked for something good. Slowly, his heart felt lighter, and he began to smile more often. People in the village noticed the change in him, and soon, Rumi's way of thinking began to spread. The village became a place filled with gratitude, kindness, and quiet happiness. And Rumi continued to live her simple life, reminding everyone that true happiness was never far away. It was always within them.